In the vast and intricate tapestry of global mythology, few creatures have captured the human imagination as enduringly as dragons. These majestic beings, often depicted with a serpentine body, wings, claws, and the ability to breathe fire, have been a part of human lore for millennia. Dragons are more than just mythical creatures. They embody a myriad of meanings and symbolisms that reflect the cultures and times from which they originate. In this exploration, we will delve into the lore of dragons, examining their origins, characteristics, and the rich tapestry of symbolism they weave across different cultures and eras. Origins and early depictions. The concept of dragons appears in the earliest known mythologies, stretching back to ancient Mesopotamia. The Babylonians and Sumerians were among the first to depict dragon-like creatures in their myths. One of the most famous dragons from this region is Tiamat, a primordial goddess of the ocean in the Babylonian creation myth, the Enuma Elish. Tiamat, often described as a chaotic sea serpent, represents the forces of chaos and is ultimately slain by the storm god Marduk. This act of slaying the dragon symbolizes the victory of order over chaos, a theme that resonates through many dragon myths worldwide. In ancient Egyptian mythology, the serpent-like dragon Apep, also known as Apophis, embodies chaos and darkness. Apep is the eternal enemy of the sun god Ra, and each night, Ra must defeat Apep to ensure the sun rises. This nightly battle represents the eternal struggle between order and chaos, light and darkness, which is a recurring theme in dragon lore. Dragons in Eastern mythology. Moving eastward, dragons take on a significantly different character in Chinese mythology. Unlike their often malevolent Western counterparts, Chinese dragons, or long, are typically benevolent creatures associated with water, weather, and the imperial family. These dragons are often depicted as long, snake-like creatures with 4 legs, antler-like horns, and a beard. The Chinese dragon is a symbol of power, strength, and good fortune, and is deeply intertwined with Chinese culture and identity. The Chinese dragon is believed to control rainfall and is considered a bringer of rain and prosperity, essential for agriculture. In Chinese folklore, the dragon is also a symbol of authority, and the emperor, who is often referred to as the dragon son of heaven. The Chinese dragon's association with water and weather is also reflected in the legends of the dragon kings, who rule over the seas and rivers. The Japanese dragon, or Ryu, shares similarities with the Chinese dragon but also has unique features. Japanese dragons are often depicted as water deities, associated with rainfall and bodies of water, much like their Chinese counterparts. The mythological figure Ryujin, the dragon god of the sea, is a central character in many Japanese myths, known for his palace under the sea and his power over the tides. Dragons in Western mythology. In contrast to the generally benevolent dragons of Eastern mythology, Western dragons are often depicted as fearsome and malevolent creatures. This depiction can be traced back to Greco-Roman mythology, where dragons and serpentine creatures were often seen as guardians of sacred places or treasures. The Greek myth of the Golden Fleece tells of a dragon that guards the fleece, and the hero Jason must overcome this creature to claim it. One of the most iconic dragon myths from this period is the story of the hero Perseus, who slays the sea monster Cetus to save Andromeda. While not always explicitly called a dragon, Cetus shares many characteristics with the dragons of later Western mythology, including its serpentine form and association with chaos and destruction. In the medieval period, dragons became a central figure in Christian symbolism, often representing sin, evil, and the devil. The legend of St. George and the Dragon is one of the most famous tales from this era. According to the legend, a dragon terrorized a town, demanding tributes and threatening to destroy it. St. George, a Christian knight, slays the dragon, saving the town and converting its people to Christianity. This story symbolizes the triumph of good over evil and the Christian faith over paganism. Dragons in medieval European folklore were often depicted as fire-breathing, treasure-hoarding beasts. This image has its roots in earlier myths, such as the Norse saga of the dragon Fafnir. Fafnir, originally a dwarf, transforms into a dragon due to his greed for gold and treasures. He becomes a guardian of the treasure he covets, embodying both greed and wisdom. The hero Sigurd slays Fafnir, a tale that not only highlights the dangers of greed, but also the bravery and heroism of dragon slayers. Symbolism and duality. Dragons are not merely mythical creatures, they carry deep symbolic meanings that vary significantly across different cultures. One of the most common symbols associated with dragons is the duality of nature. Dragons often embody both creation and destruction, reflecting the dual aspects of nature and the universe. In many myths, dragons are creators and protectors associated with water and life. In others, They are destructive forces, bringing chaos and destruction. The dragon's association with water is particularly significant in Eastern mythology. Water is a symbol of life and fertility, and dragons' control over water symbolizes their power to nourish and sustain life. This is evident in the Chinese belief that dragons control the rain and rivers, essential for agriculture and survival. In alchemical traditions, the dragon symbolizes the process of transformation and enlightenment. The dragon represents the base, primal forces that must be overcome or transformed to achieve spiritual enlightenment. This is symbolized in the Ouroboros, a dragon or serpent eating its own tail, representing the cyclical nature of life and the eternal cycle of creation and destruction. Dragons also symbolize wisdom and knowledge. In many myths, dragons are ancient, wise beings who possess great knowledge. This is particularly evident in Norse mythology, where dragons are often associated with wisdom and prophecy. The dragon Nidhogg, who gnaws at the roots of the world tree Yggdrasil, is a symbol of the destructive aspect of knowledge and wisdom. Dragons in modern culture. The allure of dragons has not diminished in the modern era. Dragons continue to be a popular motif in literature, film, and art, capturing the imagination of people worldwide. J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit introduces one of the most famous modern dragons, Smaug. Smaug is a classic Western dragon, a fire-breathing, treasure-hoarding creature who embodies greed and destruction. His character reflects the traditional Western depiction of dragons, but with a complex personality that adds depth to his role in the story. In George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire series, known popularly through its television adaptation Game of Thrones, dragons play a central role. The dragons in this series, Drogon, Rhaegal, and Viserion, are powerful and dangerous, yet also symbols of a Targaryen heritage and power. They represent both a return to an ancient, magical past and a dangerous, unpredictable force. The continued fascination with dragons is evident in popular culture, where they appear in a wide range of media, from fantasy novels and movies to video games and art. This fascination reflects the timeless appeal of dragons as symbols of power, mystery, and the unknown. Throughout history, dragons have captivated the human imagination, serving as symbols of power, mystery, and the unknown. Whether benevolent or malevolent, they embody the extremes of human experience, fear and awe, destruction and creation. The rich tapestry of dragon lore across different cultures and eras reveals much about the values, fears, and aspirations of the people who told these stories. Dragons remind us of the duality of nature and the universe, capable of both nurturing life and bringing destruction. They symbolize the eternal cycle of creation and destruction, the pursuit of knowledge and wisdom, and the power of transformation. As we continue to explore and reinterpret these ancient myths, dragons remain a potent symbol in our collective imagination, transcending cultures and time. The legend of dragons will undoubtedly continue to soar through the realms of fantasy and reality, inspiring countless generations to come. Their enduring presence in our stories speaks to the timeless allure of these mythical creatures, whose tales reflect the boundless possibilities of our imagination. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the enigmatic world of dragons. We hope you enjoyed exploring the rich lore, symbolism, and enduring legacy of these fascinating creatures. Until next time, may the spirit of the dragon inspire and protect you, and may your own stories be as boundless and awe-inspiring as the dragons themselves.